Last year, American startup Fisker received 63,000 pre-orders for its first ever all-electric luxury crossover. It's called the Ocean, and the launch edition is called the Ocean One. Production of the Ocean One started in Austria last November. Very recently, Fisker delivered the Ocean to its very first customer in Denmark. Remaining deliveries will be rolling out this year. But here's the thing. Right now, there are luxury crossovers already available in the market. Today, we're looking at the Fisker Ocean and how it differs from competitors like the Lexus RZ, Rivian R1S, Tesla Model X, and Cadillac Lyriq. I'm talking about some very unique features, many of which aren't even available in the market today. We'll also touch on the lawsuit between Tesla and Fisker, as well as some other juicy tales. Well, the Fisker Ocean isn't yet out the door, yet it's already won a prestigious international award, the 2023 Red Dot Design Award for Best Electric Vehicle. In case you're not familiar, this is one of the top awards in the design field. Basically, 50 design experts evaluate products in each category. Then a jury examines 4 design qualities to choose the winner: product, function, aesthetics, ease of use, responsibility, and sustainability. The award is among the most coveted in the car design world. So you can see it's not an easy award to win, as it is. So for a startup to win this speaks volumes. Well, to start off, Fisker designed the Ocean to help consumers transition from combustion engines to electric. It intends to help consumers to transition to EVs by giving them a driver experience that's intuitive. And actually, I agree about that. Take, for example, the Ocean's central touchscreen. I'm not talking about size, which by the way is 17.1 inches, which is large for a production car. Basically, it looks like a TV screen in your car. But even more interesting is the fact that the touchscreen rotates both vertically and horizontally. When you need the control core feature and functions as a driver, you can swivel to the control mode, which is a portrait mode. Other times, you can swivel the screen to Hollywood mode, where it's a landscape format for streaming movies and videos, complete with 360-degree sound. Now, this function is an option only in the launch version and also in the extreme trim. And actually, Fisker has applied for a patent for its revolve screen, and it's a pending decision. Consider too the home button. It's not a digital button you click, but a tactile button. Now, some people might think that's old school, but actually think about it. If you're driving with your eyes on the road and you want to quickly click home, it's easier to use muscle memory to press the tactile button without looking at the touchscreen. It's like the old days when you adjusted the AC fan just by touch, and you could do it with your eyes closed, rather than with the modern digital ones we have today, where you have to navigate the touchscreen and then click a digital button. The Ocean also lets you go from crossover to convertible. By that I mean there's a feature called California mode. Basically, it allows you to open the roof, panel, all side windows, and rear gate lift windows to give the cabin the wind-swept feel you'd expect in a convertible. On top of that, the Ocean has its own proprietary roof that's integrated with solar panels. It's called the Solar Sky Roof. But it's not just for looks. The Solar Sky Roof can give the EV an extra 1,500 miles of range per year, depending, of course, if you live in someplace sunny like California, as compared to somewhat more overcast like Seattle, in which case the solar roof will be just for show, nothing else. Now, Fisker isn't the first EV to have solar panels. Actually, we've seen this with the Lightyear Zero, the long-range solar car based in the Netherlands. By the way, if you haven't seen my video on the Lightyear Zero, check it out. The Ocean features the Fisker Intelligent Pilot, or F1 Pilot for short. Basically, it's the car's advanced driver assistance system. Like Tesla, Fisker opted not to use LiDAR sensors. But here's the difference. Tesla does this because it believes LiDAR is inferior to its camera-based system. But Fisker does it simply because it wanted something more affordable, and it found its solution in a digital radar system. Pretty much, it's 5 HD radars on all corners and in front of the car, which provide the Ocean with a 360-degree radar view. Fisker is also marketing the Ocean's interior as 100% vegan. I'm talking 110 pounds of biodegradable and recyclable materials. To put that in layman's terms, there's a luxury EV with an interior made of anything from reclaimed fishing nets to renewed rubber. The seat upholstery, for example, is made from eco-suede material, which is a modern word for fake suede that's ecologically friendly. Basically, I'm talking about stuff including old t-shirts and recycled plastic bottles. The vehicle's carpet, for instance, is made up of regenerated nylon from abandoned fishing net waste that was collected from oceans and aquaculture. Actually, the Fisker company itself prides itself on its mission to make the world's most emotionally charged and highly sustainable vehicles. Even the factory that's assembling the car in Graz, Austria, is carbon neutral itself. The starting price for the Ocean One, the launch version, is just under $69,000. Overall, Fisker expects to build 42,400 Oceans this year. That's no easy task. For that to happen, production will need to speed up. The company is using an Austrian contract manufacturer called Magna. It plans to produce over 8,000 Oceans in the second quarter of the year. In the third quarter, that number will jump to 15,000. And the remaining 19,000 vehicles are expected to roll out in the fourth quarter. After production ramps up for the Ocean, Fisker plans on launching a smaller EV next year. It'll be called the Pear, and it'll have a starting price of $29,900. The Pear is on track to be produced in Lordstown, Ohio by Foxconn. The starting price for the base trim, the Fisker Ocean Sport version, is $37,499. To put that into perspective, that's cheaper than other competing electric models like the 2024 Cadillac Lyriq, which starts at $58,590, and the Lexus RZ at $59,650, the Rivian R1S at $78,000, and the Tesla Model X, which starts out at $97,490. The highest trim of the Ocean starts at $68,999. The base trim for the Ocean is expected to offer 250 miles of range. That's more than the Lexus RZ Premium, which gives you only 220. But of course, that's still less range than the Model X, which offers 348 miles, or the Rivian R1S dual-motor all-wheel drive version, which offers 390 miles. The Ocean's entry level has a single-motor, front-wheel drive drivetrain, and it can accelerate from 0 to 60 in less than 6.9 seconds. Compare that to the 2024 Cadillac Lyriq, which achieves it in 5.7 seconds. Lexus RZ fares better at flat 5 seconds, but the Rivian R1S surpasses that at 4.5 seconds. But of course, none of these beat the Tesla Model X, which clocks in at 3.8 seconds. Fisker Ocean launch version outputs 468 horsepower. That's more than the Lexus RZ, which generates just 308. Also more than the Cadillac Lyriq single-motor rear-wheel drive powertrain, which gives you 340 horsepower. But the Ocean One falls less than the Rivian R1S, which gives 600 horsepower, or the dual-motor Tesla Model X, which made 670 horsepower. If you want to size up the car, the Ocean could seat 5 passengers, which is the same number of seats as the Lexus RZ and the Tesla Model X, but less than the Rivian R1S, which can seat 7. Fisker has commented, though, it's planning a 7-seater for the Ocean on a later date. The Ocean gives you 28.7 cubic feet of cargo capacity, which is similar to the Cadillac Lyriq, which offers 28 cubic feet with the seats up, but it's far less than the RZ 450e, which offers 34.9 cubic feet behind its second row seats. By contrast, the Rivian R1S rear space can hold 46.7 cubic feet. As far as towing is concerned, the Fisker Ocean can tow a bit over 4,000 pounds. So it can tow more than a Cadillac Lyriq, which can handle 3,500 pounds max. But it tows less than the Tesla Model X or the Rivian R1S, which can handle 7,700 pounds. By the way, the man who designed the Ocean is Henrik Fisker. He's a Danish car designer and entrepreneur based in LA, best known for designing luxury cars. Earlier, Henry Fisker worked at BMW Technic. He's credited on working on the Z07 concept car, which eventually became the BMW Z8 Roadster. He also worked for the original BMW X5. After 12 years at BMW, Henrik Fisker moved to Ford Motor Company. Not many people know this, but in those days, Ford Motor actually owned Aston Martin. Well, Henrik Fisker served as design director there too. He was in charge of the design of the Aston Martin DB9. He also designed the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, which was named the coolest car of the year and also the best-sounding car of the year by Top Gear. In fact, to this day, the Vantage is the best-selling Aston Martin of all time. Well, of course, now there's some disagreement about Fisker's involvement in designing both these cars. For example, former design director at Aston Martin, Ian Cullum, stated that both cars were largely designed when he himself was at the helm, way before Fisker even joined the company. Anyway, after his time at Aston Martin, Henrik Fisker co-founded this company, which he named the Fisker Coach Build. That was back in 2005. It was a custom car firm based in Orange County, California. Its first car was the Fisker Tramonto. This was a roadster, and it was based on the Mercedes-Benz SL55 AMG. Its second car was the Fisker Latigo CS, with the rebodied BMW 645 Ci Coupe. And actually, less than 15 of these were built. A couple years later, Tesla hired Fisker Coach Built to do initial design work on the Tesla Model S. But a year later, Tesla filed a lawsuit against Fisker. Basically, Tesla accused Fisker of fraudulently agreeing on a design contract with the intent and purpose of stealing confidential information, which Fisker allegedly used to create the Fisker Karma. In the lawsuit, Tesla wanted to prevent Fisker from using Tesla design documents and to return the money from the Tesla contract, along with punitive damages. In November 2008, an arbitrator ruled in favor cover of Fisker and found what they called overwhelming evidence that Fisker didn't do anything wrong. After that, Tesla was ordered to pay $1.14 million in legal fees and costs to Fisker. Henrik Fisker went on to found Fisker Automotive in 2007. The company got some pretty impressive federal and private investments, including $90 million from venture capitalists and actor Leonardo DiCaprio. In total, they raised over $1 billion from private investors alone. In 2011, the company debuted the Fisker Karma. It was a plug-in hybrid sports sedan and some 2,000 units were sold. But then its battery supplier, A123 Systems, faced 2 battery recalls and then filed for bankruptcy. And because of that, Fisker Automotive couldn't continue its business operations and it too filed for bankruptcy. So Chinese car parts supplier, the Wangsheng Group, brought Fisker Automotive and A123 Systems, which became the Karma Automotive Company. But Henrik Fisker didn't stop there. In 2016, Fisker decided to give it another shot. By this time, he and his wife, Gita, together co-founded the Fisker Incorporated. As they say, the rest is history. But now you tell me, what do you think of the Fisker Ocean as a car? And do you think they'll stand to compete aggressively against larger EV makers? Please share and comment below. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for your support.